Okay, so Pisces, I'm pulling two extra cards for you guys, mainly because I feel like we're at different points here. A lot of people that are watching this, I feel like some of you are still dealing with exes. Some of you are trying to date and somebody won't let you go. Okay, like won't let you, somebody is still clinging on to you. And I feel like small minority of you are still heavily thinking about another person and not being able to let go. Or you have, you have some things from the past that you haven't really resolved emotionally within yourself. And so when you go out to date, you might encounter some blockages and you're trying to figure out like, why do I keep repeating these patterns? And I do feel a lot of it deals with, self-examination and to figure out where these blockages are, what's really holding you back and what's creating these patterns. Okay. So let me talk first of all about the foundation. This is what's happening for some of you. This is a card about sailing over troubles, okay? Being very, very focused on your work, on your professional life, on your reputation, and on, I guess, like your wealth, your income, your job. So a lot of you might have been very, very much immersed in your income generating activities that you don't really make time to date. And I feel like this is the ultimate singles card where you have a lot of financial abundance under your belt. You're also working a lot. So love is really not your top priority. And you have some people telling you, you know what, you need to be, you need to prioritize love. You need to start dating the way that you're living. Yes, you are accumulating a lot of wealth and a lot of money, but you're also very, very much sequestering yourself. Okay. Some friends, family members might have already tried to fix you up with people, and none of it has really, panned out the way that they had hoped. And they're probably telling you, you have to stop being so picky. You have to date outside of your type, or you have to give everybody a chance. And you're just like, no, I know what I want, and I'm too focused on my financial situation right now. I don't really have time to date. So I feel like this is why some of you are still like, you're kind of like going, you're looking for love, but it's not your priority. And other people are just like, family and friends might be like, when are you going to settle down? When are you going to have a family? You might have siblings that already have children, that are already engaged, or that are already married, and you're at a point where you are concerned about that. But I feel like it's the people around you that are kind of harping on you. And the more they harp, the more it's a turnoff for you. So I feel like some of you are just purposely like not caring what other people are saying. Okay. And I feel like we have a lot of singles coming into the month of August, just still single. Let your family and friends set you up. And if, they're setting you up with people, give them like a few dates before you cross it off your list. Okay. Just give people a chance, because I do feel that you're not invested. It's almost like, I feel some of you are so busy with work that like you might be on a date and taking like work phone calls, and it's not appropriate. Okay. So if you are on a date, make sure that you are giving that person the benefit of the doubt, and especially giving them the courtesy. I don't see this energy a lot for water signs. Water signs are generally very well behaved and they know how to make the other person feel comfortable. But I feel some of you might be working on an on-call basis, and you're going on a date, and you're being called into work, or you're taking work calls purposely while you're on a date. And it's not nice to do that. Okay. Crowning this reading is something that you are thinking about. So usually it comes up as a person if it's a court card. I feel some of you here have an earth sign. So this is a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And this is somebody that, that you like. They have a lot of potential. And I also feel as if you're trying to see where things are going to go. But I feel like you're kind of, this is like the slowest moving person in the entire, court cards, okay? Of all the court cards, this is the slowest moving person. So you're dealing with somebody who takes forever to make up their mind. And I feel like some of you really, really like this person. This is the Queen of Cups here, your energy, where you're waiting on them to call. You're trying to figure out, you're prioritizing that person, and you're trying to wait on them to make a move. And you're just like, is he or is he not? Is she or is she not going to make a move? And I feel like while you're waiting, it's also chipping away at your self-esteem. And you're just like, do they really like me? Am I doing something wrong? So I feel like if you're dating this person or dealing with this person, there will be a lot of confusion. There will be a lot of uncertainty about how you feel about them or how they feel about you, or, what's the next step in the relationship. There isn't a lot of clarity here. And I feel like they're dealing with their own hang-ups, and they need some things to clear out of their life first before they can make a move towards you, before they can, give you more definitive answers. Okay. So I feel like if you're dealing with an earth sign, that is what you're contending with. And then on top of that, you have somebody here that you are still very much in love with, and you're putting your life on hold, burying yourself at work, not dating, even though other people are itching to fix you up, because you're very much emotionally caught up with this person, earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is a card here about, this is the Hangman. This is a card here about sacrifice. It's almost like you need to let this go so that you can move on, so that you can start your love life. If this is an ex-partner, and occasionally you're still keeping in touch and you're still keeping that portal open just in case, just in case. And if you still have somewhat of a friends with benefits relationship with this person, even though they were very clear with you that, oh, I don't want a relationship, even though you're still pining over this person, I do feel that you need to cut them loose, because you're being blocked from meeting new people. So I feel like some of you are heavily, smitten by somebody. You're heavily thinking about somebody, and you're not able to let yourself move on. Okay. Just something to be careful about. In the present environment, what we have here is the King of Swords as well as the Temperance card. The King of Swords is somebody that you're going to be dealing with. So I feel as if some of you are dating and keeping your options open, possibly talking to a few people at the same time. And we have this person here with the King of Swords. This is an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And the energy that they bring to the table here is the Temperance card, which is emotional fluctuation. You might be dealing with somebody, an air sign, that is a little bit too, I feel like they really like you, but they're a little bit too fast, too impulsive, too much. You want them to mellow down, you want them to slow down, and you're not really sure. Like they might feel like, contacting you on a regular basis or on a very urgent basis is flattering. They might pester you. They might demand a lot more of you than you're willing to give. And I feel like it's becoming a little bit of a turnoff for some of you. I feel like this is a good person. They seem to be, genuine. They seem to be very interested in you. And they seem to be someone who's very creative with a lot of knowledge about many, many things. Very, very intelligent, possibly loves animals. And all of these things. So I feel like they're not a bad person, but for some reason, I feel like they're too fast. They're moving too fast, and you're not ready. Like, you're not at their speed. You're not at their pace, and you feel like they're a little bit too much. Okay. Like, too much is what I'm feeling with this energy, because it feels like they're coming at you quite fast, and it feels as if they might just like want a lot more than you're willing to offer. If that's how you feel, so Pisces, you have pretty good intuition. You actually have very good intuition. If that's how you feel, I'm sensing that it would be really important for you to tell this person, I don't feel you're going to hurt their feelings. Telling them, you're coming on a little bit strong. We just met, so can you back off, or can you slow down? This is not somebody that will take things personally. And, air signs have very thick skin. And if you're giving them advice, or if you're telling them something and it's coming from a place of honesty, they appreciate it, you know. And as with everybody, you know, everyone is going to feel offended. But I feel like if you're approaching it from a space where you're telling them, I like you, but here's what we should do, and, you know, kind of sugarcoating it and letting that advice kind of slip in, I feel it's going to be really crucial when you're dealing with this person. They're not going to get offended. They're very smart. They value honesty. And so if you want to give them, you know, that honest piece of your mind, that's also very crucial. Okay, so I feel like somebody's coming at you too fast, and it's happening too fast, and you want to slow things down. In the past, what we have here is the Lovers. And the Lovers is a really beautiful energy. This is a relationship, or even meeting somebody that you are very fascinated by, very attracted to. There's great chemistry, great passion, a great sense of like spending a lot of time together. So I feel like some of you have recently met somebody that is really, um, it's like they're saying, like, sweeping you off your feet. There is a lot of consistent messages back and forth between the two of you, and then as a result of it, I feel like you're getting, you know, some of you are in a relationship right now, and you're still dealing with this person, and there might be communication issues. One person is pushing things too fast, and you're not ready. Take your time if you're not ready. Okay, take your time. Tell them to slow down. The ones that are respectful of your wishes, they will understand where you're coming from. The ones that, you know, when you tell them, slow down, and they're not respectful of it, they don't need to be in your life. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody that needs to be told to slow down and to, you know, take it easy, okay? Because you're not, they're jumping the gun. They're rushing in too fast. People who rush in too fast, they often burn out. So I feel like it's really important for you to set a very even pace with this relationship here, okay? Moving into the future position, what we have here is the Four of Coins. And this is a card overall about, you know, hanging on to something very, very tightly, being very protective of your heart, and taking things slow. And we have new beginnings when it comes to love with the Judgment card. And we have very, very thorough, honest, you know, enlightened, insightful conversation that you are having with another person. So I do feel there's going to be major, major relationship breakthrough happening for you guys for this month. And for single people, I'm sensing some of you might not be in a position to date yet, but either way, you have people coming at you. And I feel like a very strong air sign that's coming at you. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I have here an earth sign that you're just like, you like, but you're just like, where are they? What are they doing? Why are they so confusing? Why are they not pursuing me? And so you have these two options that are on the table. It's just like one is moving too fast, one is moving too slow. And it's kind of like you're caught between these two very different energies and very different people. And I feel like it's hard for you to switch pace. It's hard for you to switch back and forth so quickly, because as a water sign, you like to keep up to other people's pace to make them comfortable, to accommodate them. And so if you're dating both of these people and you're switching gears, it's very complicated, okay? I feel for some of you, if you are in a relationship, prioritize your relationship. So that means, you know, don't work so hard. You know, don't, if you're with your partner, take some time off away from the phone. Don't answer work calls unless it's urgent and an emergency. I feel like your partner might be complaining to you that you're working too much. They're complaining to you that they're not spending enough time with you, or you're not spending enough time with them. And there might also be situations where family demands get into the picture, parenting, you know, taking care of children, taking care of parents. Just responsibilities are really creeping in for this month. So they feel like they're getting, they're feeling a little bit neglected, okay? I feel like that's really crucial for you to start taking care of right now, and keep that portal of communication open between the two of you so that things don't go awry, okay?